In this video, I'm going to be going over 20 different things you didn't know about Ark Survival Ascended, and there's been a decent amount of some new things that have come out that I wanted to cover in a video, so I thought I'd put them all into this one, or a decent amount of them. Some of them are not new, but anyway, let's get into it. First off, we have the Zefactinus, and you can actually bring the Zefactinus to boss fights, despite there being no underwater bosses. Since they can hop on land, all you have to do is hop them to the nearest obelisk, and you can bring them to a boss fight. You can do this on the island and on the center too, and they can actually fight the bosses as well, even though it's not really a great strategy as they end up just getting destroyed, but it's really funny nonetheless. And in number 2, there's actually a max fall damage. As you can see, I fall from the world height and I don't end up dying, and that's because the max fall damage in the game is 431.8. If you have health higher than that, then it's pretty much impossible to die from fall damage unless you have already been hurt previously and then you hit the ground, but it's still kind of weird that there is a max. And number 3 is there's actually only 3 loot crates now on Scorched Earth. Normally on Scorched Earth and Ark Survival Evolved, there was around 20 or something spawn locations for these deep loot crates that are really good. And now there's only 3 locations, which is quite interesting. Definitely makes it a lot easier to get these, and I'll link a video by Babe Plays Games. He did a really good video showing all of the locations for these if you want more information on it. And number 4 is if you go in some of the caves in Scorched Earth, you can find acatinas, or the little snails, at over level 200, but you can actually tame these. Unlike other cave creatures that are this high level that you can't tame, these ones you actually can. You just put some sweet veggie cakes in there, and after a little bit, you'll be able to tame yourself an insanely high level one. This one I tamed ended up coming out like level 300 something. Like 329, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I wish there were other creatures you could tame in caves like this, but it's just the acatina for now. Next is the hidden cave on Scorched Earth. This one was found about like a month and a half or so after Scorched Earth came out. This is the coordinates on the map if you want to find it, and I originally found out about this from Waipu's video. I'll have it linked in the description as well if you want like a really clear direction on how to get to this cave if you are lost. But you basically just bust through this wall right here. You'll pretty much find it if you just go to those coordinates, and you kind of just go through the cave right here, and then you'll come out to this area, which has a lot of the artwork from Ark 2 that they've shown off. Of course, Ark 2 isn't out yet, but from what we've seen, this is what the artwork on those walls looks like. And there's like a Rex skull with a dude that's dead with a pike. And it's just a really cool looking area, and it's really cool, very hidden spot. But after that, at number 6 is the babies in Ark Survival Ascended. Most people know you can find babies all around the area with the dinos, but you can actually find them mutated. So the way you'll know is there'll be 2 levels over the regular level cap, and usually they'll have some crazy color to them. Sometimes they might not, and it's kind of hard to tell in the wild what stats are mutated, but it's so cool that you can find mutated dinos just roaming around in the wild. And number 7 is the shotgun actually reloads faster in third person than it does in first person. This is me shooting it in first person, and this is me reloading it. As you can see, it individually loads each shell and it takes forever, but when you're in third person, he just loads it entirely as if it's just like one mag. So it's way faster. So if you are using the shotgun, make sure to do it in third person. And number 8 is there's these bones on the center that you can actually get salt from, which it makes sense, but the thing is you can't really build anything with it on the center because you can't get any other of these Scorched Earth exclusive items, so you can't really use the salt to make anything, but you can still get it. And number 9 is the Mantis, and you can actually put gloves in the hand slot. Most people know you can put stuff like weapons and swords and stuff, but you can put gloves in there as well, making it to where you can have 2 pieces of armor for the Mantis, one being the saddle and the other one being a piece of gloves, and you can get it pretty high as well. Number 10 is they made it to where the rock golem's disguise actually properly changes the look of the rock depending on what biome it's in. As you can see, it's in the Arctic right here, and it actually makes it look like a snow rock, and it completely blends in. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that this is a golem. While in Ark Survival Evolved, all the rocks just look the exact same for the rock golem. And number 11 is you can actually paint the boss heads from the boss fights. You can do it with a paintbrush, or you can do it with a paint gun, I think. The paintbrush was kind of glitchy though. It only let me do it for one area, which is kind of weird, but it's so cool that you can paint these. After that, at number 12 is you can actually harvest the seaweed in Ark Survival Ascended and get fiber out of it. You can do this on the island and the center as well, which is pretty cool because before they pretty much did nothing, but now you can get just fiber from it, which is pretty good because if you're in the early game, it's an easy way of getting fiber because you don't get a ton of berries clogging up your inventory. You just get fiber from it. Number 13 is the phoenixes spawn in different colors in Ark Survival Ascended, and it's a really cool change that they added, even though they are quite rare, especially the purple one. But the purple one's probably the coolest looking one in my opinion, but the phoenix colors are pretty dope. And number 14 is there's a new hidden ruin in the center. It's found in one of the air domes underwater, and it's really cool looking. It's got all these blue lights and it looks really sick. Here are the coordinates on the map if you want to find it, and of course it's underwater in one of those bubbles. Number 15 is you can actually change the look of your character using scissors after you've already made it. So if you've already created your character and you don't like it, or you just want to change it, you can do that with the character creator in the scissors area, and then you can kind of just make it whatever you want, which I think is really cool that you can change it afterwards now, because in Ark Survival Evolved there's pretty much no way to do that, and you were locked with the way your character looked forever. And number 16 is the Pyromane. This one was thought to be exclusive to the center since it released like on the same day, but you can actually find it on Scorched Earth as well, and you find it in the Wyvern Trench area, which of course makes sense because that area is full of lava and stuff, but that makes it to where it's kind of really hard to tame on Scorched Earth because you need water in order to tame it. You basically have to like use water to unlight its flames, and then you'll be able to deal damage to it, and then eventually you'll be able to tame it that way, but you can't do that on Scorched Earth unless it starts raining. That's the only way you'll be able to do it. And number 17 is you can spawn the hover skiff. There's the spawn command at the top left of the screen, but this thing isn't in the game yet as of making this video, and it won't be until like another year or so. I don't imagine Genesis Part 1 is going to be coming to the game anytime soon, but of course it is exclusive to that DLC in Ark Survival Evolved anyway. But it is cool, you can spawn it in, and it works pretty well. The only thing that's different is the like drawbridge doesn't go up when you start flying it, it just kind of stays out, which normally it would go up when you start riding it, and the fire animations do look a bit different. Number 18 is you can learn all of the engrams now on any map. On Ark Survival Evolved, you depended on what map we were on to learn certain engrams, because you couldn't learn the Scorched Earth engrams if you weren't on Scorched or on a map that had those specific engrams unlockable. But now it doesn't matter what map you're on, you can unlock all the engrams, unless it's one of the DLC ones and you don't have the DLC. But of course you can learn like Scorched Earth engrams on the island in the center, and I imagine when Aberration and all those other maps come out, you'll be able to learn those engrams on other maps as well, which I think is great, because some of those items from those DLCs were like utility items that didn't really make sense that they were exclusive to those maps. So the fact we'll now be able to use them, like the egg incubator or the fish net or something like that. There's just so many different items that would be really great to have on all maps, but now we're going to be able to. And number 19 is you can make hidden walls that you can walk through. If you have the Bob's Tall Tale DLC using the frontier walls, all you have to do is just place a scaffolding piece down and then put a frontier wall skin on it, and that will make it to where you can just walk straight through it, which is really cool and kind of satisfying to watch, as you can just phase through the wall. And number 20 is you can finally tame yetis in Ark Survival Ascended. You could never do this before up to this point, but now on the center you can. All you have to do is kill the parents, and then there'll be baby yetis you can find, and you just claim them. And it's pretty simple, then you just have to go out and raise them, which is really dope. And of course yetis are way stronger than Gigantopithecus. They're basically like alpha versions of the Gigantopithecus, which is just phenomenal. You can actually tame them now, and it's not even that hard to do. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye.